Good morning, guys. So this morning we're going to be trying out Ulta's Demi Matte Foundation. I've got mine in beige, and this foundation is a lightweight cream gel formula and absorbs oils and prevents shine. Light diffusing pigment helps diminish the appearance of lines and wrinkles. I believe this foundation is about between $10 and $14 for 1 fluid ounce, and it does have an SPF of 20 in it, which is a huge benefit. So let's go ahead and get right on with this foundation. So we'll go ahead and start with the brush first. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just tap some on here. And this color is a slightly off for my color, but I can make it work just slightly, as you can see, not by much. There's one application on this side with the brush, and this is the side without the foundation, so you can see a pretty big difference. There are some areas here that may need a little bit more, just because I've had like some breakouts and stuff, but other than that, I think this side of the face looks pretty good. Just gonna pat a little bit more there. Alright, so let's go on the other side with the blender and see how that works. Alright, so as you can see, the blender side is definitely a lot sheer than the brush side. So if you want a more foundation-y type of look, you're going to definitely want to use a brush to apply this foundation. But the blender side is something that if you just want something very light, then it will definitely apply lighter with the blender. So I'm going to just take the brush and just go through on some of the areas that I just want a little bit more. So basically I used a pump and a half for my whole face, which isn't bad. The blender does soak up a lot of the foundation, and I think that's just because the sponge like grabs the moussey type of foundation. So just be aware of that if you're going to be using a sponge with this, that the blender will soak it up. Anyways, my blender did. I'm not too sure about like an original beauty blender or anything like that, but I'm just using like the off-brands. So maybe a regular beauty blender won't do that, but this one surely did. So that's what it looks like with the full face foundation. I think it covers pretty well. It doesn't crease really in the nose area, which is normally where I get creasing right away. I'll be able to tell right here. It does kind of settle in the fine lines under my eyes here, so that's something to be aware of. This one will settle, so if you are going to not set your makeup, you may get some creasing under your eyes if you take the foundation up that far, and I usually do. So not everybody does that, but I normally do, so I'll definitely have to set that there. So far it's still a little dewy, so we're gonna let it just kind of dry down, because if I continue to touch it, it's just gonna start moving around in my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and have coffee with my husband, then I'll come back and show you what the full face of makeup looks like, and I'll let you know how I feel about the way the other makeup applies on top of it. It's now 6:07 in the morning. So, alright guys, so here's the finished look. I think that makeup applies very well on top of the Ulta Demi Matte Foundation. I think it does a pretty good job of coverage. I mean, I can still see a few spots where my scarring has come through, but it's not, I don't think it says full coverage on it. It does not say full coverage. It says Demi Matte Foundation, and it says oil-free, fragrance-free, and paraben-free. So that's good if you're looking for something that's paraben-free and all the other stuff that comes along with it. So it does not say that it is a full coverage foundation, and it definitely is not. So if you do have any scarring like I do, you're gonna want to cover that stuff up before you put the foundation on. But other than that, I think it looks really, really nice. It's not creasing in my forehead lines. It's not creasing here in my nose area where I normally get some creasing right away. It's just doing really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and head to work. If you want to know what lipstick I have on today, I'm super excited. I just ordered Daddy from Jeffree Star's collection and with Manny, and then I also ordered Androgyny, and I've got them both on today. So I have Androgyny on the outside and then Daddy in the middle. So I think it goes pretty well with my eye look today, which I'm using Androgyny from Jeffree Star as well. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and head to work. I haven't been to work in like 2 days. I've been so sick, so you can probably still hear it in my voice. But I'm gonna go ahead and go to work, and I shall be back. I don't know that I'm gonna come back during my lunch hour, because I'm gonna see if I can work through the lunch hour for the next 3 days, just to kind of make up some time that I was not at work. I'm back at the end of the day and let you know how this foundation is working out for me. So I shall see you guys This is the end of my day. I know I normally come back with a check-in, but I didn't have a lunch today, so I wasn't able to give you like a mid check-in throughout the day. But it is now 4:52 in the afternoon, so I think we started this around 6:30-ish this morning, so that it would be about 10.5 hours that we've had this foundation on, and so far it does not look bad. It pretty much has lasted throughout the day, except for under my glasses. You can see where it definitely faded away under my glasses, and at this point you can start to see where it's starting to fade away in the areas where I'm getting oily. And now I feel a little bit dewy. But for the most part, all day long, it stood on my face very well. It has not moved around besides under my glasses. And just in my nose area, it kind of gathered a little bit there in my nose area where I got like grease that kind of built up there. But other than that, this foundation has lasted very well and has looked really nice on my face for the whole day. So I would say that this is a nice foundation. I do think that after the oils start to build, which was in about 7 hours, the oils really started to come up and build on my face. Then it started to kind of surface a little bit. I don't think that it seeped into any of the fine lines, and it didn't really seep into the lines on my forehead either. So I think that the claims on this foundation is really good. The pigment is really good, helps diminish appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and I think it does. I think it gives you almost an airbrush feel to it. But with that said, at about 7 hours, start to surface a little bit, and then you can kind of see it a little bit. So up to about the 7-hour mark, it was doing really well. And then now, let me see if I can get close and give you a good view here. Now you can kind of see where it's kind of starting to build up on my pores a little bit, and you can kind of see my pores a little bit more. And then here my chin, you can kind of see where it's building up there as well. So if I'm going to give this foundation a rating between 1 and 10, I would give it a good 7. I would say it's not a bad foundation for oily skin. I think it might be one of those, if you have dry skin, that it will definitely cling to dry patches on your face. And I think if you have normal skin, I think this would be really good for you as an all-day wear foundation. So, and it's kind of a lightweight too. It's not something that's going to give you, you know, really good coverage, as you can see, but it does give you a nice finish to your face. So I do like it in a sense, but it's not something that I will wear all the time. But I don't hate this foundation either. So that is my review on this foundation. Let me know if you've tried this and what your thoughts are on it. If you have tried it, if you liked it, if you hated it, and if you did hate it, I want to know why you didn't like it, and if you did like it, also let me know why you liked it and what you thought about it. So I guess that's everything for today, guys. Let me know your thoughts, and I shall talk to you guys sometime next week, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye!